Hi everyone, it's Christine here for Progressive Diary, this time recorded in Berlin, and I'm very pleased to welcome super talented DJ and producer Hyunji-A. Hi Hyunji, how are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
How was last night?
It was good. It was a very fun party to have Guy J over, and it was really nice to see a lot of people just really hyped up and having a lot of energy to come out and to have a good time.
The party lasted until 8:30 in the
Yes,
morning.
it did. It did, and people were still dancing. You know, they were asking for where the after party's at. But we're like, oh, okay, we gotta kind of take a break now because we have stuff to do during the day. But it was good.
That's
It
awesome.
was good.
Before we get to know other side of you, I'd like to talk about your recent gig. You just came back from the Argentina and you played at We Are Lost.
Yes.
How did it feel to be included in such an amazing lineup and amazing festival as it is We Are Lost? And how was
Yeah.
it in overall?
You know, I never would have imagined to be able to take part of such a big festival like We Are Lost, especially in Argentina as well, because that's where all the big progressive crowds, you know, the best bands are in Argentina, in my opinion, you know. So to be on the lineup is a true honor, and I can't thank Guy more than than my words. Like I just can't thank him enough.
It looked incredible, and it's our wish is like to attend one of those
Yes.
festivals. It really looks incredible. Comparing to last night, what's the differences you see as an artist, and where do you feel yourself playing? Where do you feel more comfortable playing, outdoors in a big festivals or the nights like we had last night, for example?
You know, there are two different vibes. You know, they being playing during the day or whether it's outside. If it's inside in a club, and is it a small club? Is it a big club? What's the setting like? It all makes a big difference in how I play, and the vibe is different also. So I wouldn't compare the two. Uh, uh, so wait, sorry, I'm I'm blanking out a bit. Sorry. Um, the two have different vibes, and I enjoy playing in both open air and also club settings.
Right,
Yeah.
interesting. Before, I was very impressed to find out that you are trained in a classical piano from age 4. That's a very impressive. Your musical backgrounds and how was, for example, training in piano. I'm sure that it's required lots of discipline, training, time. And did that all shape your musical career and the producing? And how's your musical background from very start?
Yeah, oh, definitely, for sure. I'm pretty sure if I didn't have that background, I wouldn't be able to make the music that I do today, or even it probably would have not even shaped me into the person that I am today. You know, coming from a Korean family, you know, Asian parents sometimes they're putting their kids to piano lessons since they're kids, and I was I was put into a piano lesson in that sense. I was taught classically, so classical music has been a big part of my childhood growing up, and I really just enjoyed practicing and playing, you know, classical pieces like Mozart and Bach. They're my favorite. I still practice them today, you know, because it's just beautiful and so well done. And I definitely use that inspiration, the just absorbing the creativity of those musicians and trying to find inspiration from that in the music that I make, also when I DJ. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
when was it the first time that you have discovered the electronic music? Was it a very long process, or how did it happen? And who was the most very first influences on your musical taste at very beginning?
I would say it was a pretty gradual process.
Right.
I didn't always listen to electronic music. I always listened to like classical music, like I said, but I also listened to rock, classical rock, indie music, alternative, all sorts of genres. And I came across electronic music. I think what my first memories are when my sister introduced me to Deadmau5 and Krumsparks.
Right.
Those were some two artists that she's been listening to at the time, and she would call me over. She'd be like, "Hey, check this out. These are their music is really cool." And I would be like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty interesting." And it didn't come much from it for me as an artist. I mean, at the time, I wasn't even thinking of being an artist or a producer or anything. But that kind of put the seed in, and for me to that grows into the electronic music knowledge that I have now. So from there, I used to listen to a lot of electronic music playlists on Spotify
Right.
as a student when I was in university, and also in university, I was introduced to this artist. His name is John Hopkins. He's my all-time favorite. I will always say that he's the biggest inspiration for me. So, yeah, John Hopkins, I was introduced to, and I was really digging that electronic
Wow.
music from him. And then after university, I started uh, going out in the nightlife, and also discovering festivals. There's Picnic Electronic in Montreal.
Right.
I attended a few times and I had a blast. And that's when I was introduced to more like EDM,
Right.
you know. And then I went deeper, I guess, into the music scene there and discovered more clubs such as Stereo.
Right.
Stereo really is the best club for me, and that's where everything kind of exploded for me. That's where I discovered progressive house
Right.
music. Guy J also, I've seen him many times at Stereo, always really amazing. Also Hernan Cattaneo, his super long sets are
Marathons. Yes.
super special, and yeah, they had a huge influence in what I do
Very
now.
impressive.
Yeah.
You have recently relocated from Montreal to Berlin, and it's a comparing to these cities. I'm sure it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
What differences you see as an artist, and in the scene, obviously, as you have mentioned, you have played alongside the big names, Sasha, Hernan. You played in Stereo. I'll be honest with you. Last couple of weeks, I've been listening your warm-up set that you did for Sasha. It's one of the best sets I have heard,
Oh, thank you.
and that was very impressive. Comparing to how you compare these two cities, and did you feel any artistic challenges since you have relocated to Berlin?
Though, you know, Montreal and Berlin are two completely different cities, two different cultures as well.
Right.
Two different cultures musically. Also, Montreal is a much smaller city than Berlin, so there's a sense of more closeness or not intimacy, but there there's a community that we are all familiar with. The people we know. Okay, let me rephrase this. Um, there's a more tight-knit community in
Right.
Montreal
Okay.
than I feel in Berlin. But also, I haven't lived in Berlin long enough, I think, to be able to really discover the communities that do exist around here. But in my current experience, I would say, yeah, Montreal has a more lively, energetic vibe to it. Whereas Berlin, there's a lot of more of an underground
Yeah,
feel.
two different things,
Yes, yeah.
absolutely.
Even in the way that the venues or clubs they do their decorations, or how they set up the space, it's completely different. For me, experiencing those in Berlin for the first time, it felt like an amusement park for me. It was cool to see
Wow.
like all the details that they put into making the space look nice and all.
As a producer, what does an ordinary day looks like? For example, in a studio, and do you produce every day? How what's a day looks like? You are stuck in a studio, countless hours, or just we have a sneak peek how
Yeah.
you work on your music.
So no, it's not like spend all day at the studio really. I actually feel more creative at night.
Right.
So I guess I'm a night owl in that sense. I feel more creative at night, especially in the later night hours. So that's usually when I would open up Ableton and kind of start jamming or working on projects that I had. During the day, maybe not. mm, I wouldn't do more of the creative stuff. Maybe if I have to touch up on mixes, I would do that. You know, just the more technical aspects of
Right.
production. Otherwise, I will probably not be at the studio. You know, I would be. I like to spend my day going to the gym. I really like fitness and spending time with my cat.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the other things that you
Yeah.
like most, what
Yeah.
beside the music, what other things that you are absolutely fond of? As you said, you
Yeah.
like to go to gym and
Yeah.
spend time with the
And
cat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to the gym, going for a run. I like to feel grounded in my body, and that's what the gym does for me. So I really enjoy doing that.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Great.
Yeah.
You have have releases on a respected labels, and what do you think, starting from a very first release until now? How does your sound evolved? And what do you,
Oh.
yes, the progress, how do you see yourself?
Oh man, I've definitely evolved a lot since my first release. Um, my sound, I there's definitely more maturity in my sound now. Um, I've also become better as a producer. So I feel very embarrassed whenever I listen back to my first releases because I think, oh my gosh, I made that. You know, I feel like um, I don't know, I can be very hard on myself. So when I listen back to my old productions, I think, oh my gosh, how did this come out? And how did I manage to, um, I mean, at the time, you know, whenever you're making music, it represents a certain chapter of your life that you're going through, and that gets expressed in the music. Um, so I guess, yeah, I think I've become better production wise and also uh, creatively. Yeah.
Uh, in your perspective, what do you think, how long does it take to be like a good producer, DJ? And when was the moment that you discovered that your tracks and remixes have been played by big names? What do you think, how long was that? Was it like a 10 years or less?
Uh,
I'd say maybe to be a good producer, DJ, you need minimum 10 years or so, right? Or
I
probably
mean, I guess it's different for everyone, but I would say yes, it takes a long
takes
time, a
time.
lot of time and experience. I don't think I'm there yet, you know. I still think I have a long way to go, um, but it's always constantly a learning experience, and these things take time and
Yeah,
experience.
and lots of practice and
Yeah.
discipline that probably you have gained that skills from the early training for classical piano. Um, Keep My Letters.
Hmm.
You have been featured on the label, and we have seen the fantastic release. And what's the trademark of this label, and how do you feel to be featured on the label, and the just general review? that you did with the Tantum, the first release, and upcoming releases, and what we are looking in the future, if you have any remixes or releases planned.
So in terms of the label, it's something that's very special for both Thomas and I, because we put a lot of heart and energy into crafting the concept, and we've had also other artists helping out with the designs. You know, we have Chris, the photographer, who takes nice photos, and those are used as the album, not album, the EP covers. And we also have a video glitch artist, who does analog glitches for our, promotional content videos. So that's really cool, and we like to keep it as authentic as it is for us, and that's what gives it more meaning for us. In terms of releases, I would say that we kind of are going with the flow now. I don't have any remixes coming up, I don't think.
Okay.
We'll see about that.
We'll
For
see.
now, I
Yeah.
can't think of any. But yeah, it's just going with the flow and see what we vibe with.
Right.
Yeah.
Is any upcoming gigs and shows that you have planned in the nearest future? Probably.
Yes.
What's coming up on it?
Yeah. The one I can think of now is Balance Croatia, which is in
Yes.
August.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big festival, so I'm very excited and looking forward to playing there.
Yes, very pleased to find your name in the lineup. So we went first year and it was a very special edition. So we're looking forward as well this year. As an artist, we live in a social media era, and I should ask you that. What's role is it social media in your artistic journey, and how do you spend time like to promote your music and all the general promotions as an artistic journey? What do you think about it? How important is it nowadays, and your perspective view about this?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because social media does play a big part in our everyday lives, and in the way the world functions nowadays. But yeah, it's definitely kind of like a love-hate relationship with social media. I don't like to use it so much. I like to me, I see it kind of like a portfolio where I can showcase my craft. I like also to make videos, creative videos,
Yeah.
and combine that with my music. I like doing things like that. So social media for me as a platform is great to build that kind of portfolio. But I don't put too much importance into it so much. I think if it's great for connecting with people, and I've met so many wonderful people through social media, and that throughout in this journey, But yeah, I don't try to spend too much time on it, because I think it's a big distraction away from what's important, right now in the present moment around me, what's around me, with the people who are close to me in person. So
Yeah, it's a big part of our life. Sometimes, as you said, that we don't put so much effort, but
Yeah.
in the other side, it is we kind of need to push sometimes ourselves. Personally, I was not really active. I started being active like after COVID, and I was encouraged by my friends. Christine, probably you should, but I can tell you that it's kind of like part-time job to be like
It is very time consuming.
to keep up all the things.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But yeah, we need to keep it up, all the things. Is anything else that we look forward to hear from you, probably exclusively, or something that you want to tell us? Something like any upcoming collaboration or work that you have new projects that coming out soon that we look forward to see and hear.
Honestly, this is probably a very underwhelming response, but I don't have much planned
Okay.
so far. Yeah, I'm just kind of going with the flow, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just always creating in the studio, in my free time, and yeah, that's just kind of the process right now, just creating and see where that
Yeah.
takes me.
We look forward to hear something new, sometimes maybe soon, or see you in Balance, Croatia.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
excited to
Thank
see
you so
her.
much for your time, and thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.